Hello, my dotlings, and welcome to another episode of Madame Tortuga's Lounge, where usually I do a self-promotion, shameless self-promotion. I have one in the can with Ollie Snow. I pestered the hell out of him to get that interview, and then I have held on to it, and I am sorry. It will... I'm going to get it out. I don't know when, but it will. Anyway, I am closing the office down, and I really don't have time to do this video, but sometimes Madame Tortuga's Lounge is my voice. This is me trying to be like truly to be a community leader, to make my opinions known, and to do my part to help move society in a direction that is going to be friendlier to people like me. And sometimes I just need to scream on the internet, okay? Sometimes I just need to scream on the internet. So let's start with Charlie Kirk. It seems like a safe subject. I think that America should be concerned anytime a father doesn't come home. I think we should also be very concerned when kids get zip-tied by the Gestapo and pulled out of their house. We've got so much going on, and people don't understand how can you be so heartless as to not care about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk wanted my ass dead. Not directly, but me as a people, and we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. If you fell for the martyrdom of Charlie Kirk, I understand why. If the first thing you saw was that guy dying on camera in front of a crowd of thousands, I can understand why you're sympathetic. That being said, he was a piece of dog shit who openly called for violence towards people like me. And they want to say that he's a debate bro. He was a debate bro. He's a white Christian nationalist debate bro. I would not have sat in the room with this man because he would have done nothing but insult me. He was a part of the problem, and he still is a part of the problem, because we're taking his death, which in and of itself, political violence is dangerous for everybody. It's bad. It's scary. It's a real problem. But that has done nothing but launch his stuff to the moon, including things like his foreword from Pagan Threat. Lucas Miles, you are shit. You are a piece of shit for using your buddy's death to promote your book. It's gross. It's really gross. So that's going on. And I have heard so many people say that you can't be a pagan or a witch without being political. And I have two thoughts on that. The first is, when your identity becomes political, it's impossible to not have a political opinion. Let's talk about The Pagan Threat by Lucas Miles. It is a snapshot of what white Christian nationalists think about the pagan community. I have heard so many people, so many pagans talk about the pagan threat. Number one, like, this is new. I have been listening to a lot of atheists and a lot of the trans community and stuff like that, and every now and again they'll be like, oh yeah, and they talk about us like we're all witches. they conflate the two communities. They conflate the queer community and the pagan community all the time. And it is hilarious for me to go watch some straight white dude with a microphone who usually sticks to ceremonial magic talk about how he can't understand what they're talking about. Why are they saying that about paganism? Like, that's because, and it's not like, the devil worshiping, yeah, whatever. And certainly some of this goes back to, like, the whole, what's with the eating babies? Nobody's eating your kids. Your kids are spoiled rotten. They taste nasty. They're almost as nasty as you are. That's a joke. I have never eaten human flesh. The reason that you don't understand some of the things that the Christian nationalists are saying about the pagan community is because they conflate paganism and witchcraft with the queer community. And you are hearing dog whistles. There is a whole lot more behind that dog whistle, but you would have to go out and learn more about it. And you're going to do that. You're either going to go swing hard to the right or to the left, because that's how that shit starts. We're all going to burn at the same stake. We're all going to burn at the same stake. And things are getting scary out there. I'm getting ready to go and help out with the Trans Day of Remembrance here in West Virginia. There are double the amount of names on that list this year than there were last year. So much so that we got the list from last year. We're like, okay, we can light a candle for everybody on this list. It's a little sketchy. We got to be fire safe, but we can light a candle for every single person on this. We got the updated list and freaked out, and now we're doing electric tea light candles because that's a lot of fire. I don't know why that personalized it for me. That horrified me. I think we have a duty to sometimes be horrified, to really sit down and take notice of how wrong this all is. And I'm not saying that just because you're a pagan or a witch that you have to be political. I don't think that magic belongs to anyone. And there was certainly, magic plays a part in politics, and pretending like you can be apolitical and be a person and still have some, I think it's partially because pagans also want to attach their moral compass to their faith in a big way that the Christians do. And the truth is that morality, religion, and politics use each other. They use each other. Since time immemorial. I don't know. I just want to put this out there. I want to put this out there again. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. The white Christian nationalists think pagans are queers and think queers are pagans. And, that's not true. I understand, I am a queer pagan. There's a big intersection of us. There's a big intersection of queer pagans, to the point where a lot of times people use stories about pagans as queer allegories without realizing that we're a whole group of people by ourselves. And that's fine. That's fine. We have our own separate oppression. Like my very straight husband, love his heart, was disowned by his family because of being pagan. It wasn't because he was queer. It was because he's pagan. That is pagan oppression. Is it exactly like some people have experienced with queer oppression? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of similar experiences there. There's a lot of similar rhetoric around us. Because they think we're the same thing. We may know who we are. We may know we're separate in different ways. but they're going to burn us all at the same stake. And I want to talk to the person who's watching this, and that idea that they conflate the two gets under your skin. I want you to sit with that feeling. I want you to sit with it. I want you to sit down. I want you to meditate on it. Why are you so afraid to be associated with the other? What wretched thing about them has created repulsion in you? And where did it come from? Why do you feel these feelings? Who gave them to you? I don't think that politics and witchcraft are inherently the same, because I think that magic is what happens when, magic begins often when justice ends. Magic is a response to a lack of an answer sometimes. I think it comes from some place deeper in us than flesh. And I think sometimes people feel that same way about their queerness. And it's kind of the difference, it's the difference between being gay and being queer. We've all heard of a gay Republican. I don't have to understand it. I met a TERF that it was a witch. I don't understand it. I have certainly talked to other people in the community who are unfortunately familiar with this kind of behavior. And there's actually a lot of YouTube videos about how, second wave feminism took the witchcraft label as a political stance, and then it proceeded to exclude trans women. I don't, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing around here. This in a big reason why I wanted to start Metro Valley Pagan Pride. We already had an event going, and the guy who was running it, he saw this coming. And I talk a lot of crap about him because he was a contrarian. He was a good guy, and he saw this coming, and he was trying desperately to do his part to help bring the pagan community together. And that is something we need to be doing now. Wherever we are, we need to be working on community. We need to be working on bringing people together. You don't have to be a pagan to be a part of the pagan community. I've got so many people that are like, well, I'm not pagan because I'm not polytheistic. I don't care. If you go out there and you worship the dirt, then come sit by me. Let's go sit by the campfire and talk philosophy. I don't care. I'm looking for all magical practitioners. Anybody of alternative religions. If you're not a Christian nationalist, come sit at my campfire before we get burned at the stake. And I want to dig at this, because I want to dig at this. I want to get under your skin. If you're still watching and you don't understand how they can conflate paganism and queerness, I just want you to know that they do. And I want it to kind of dig at you. I want you to examine that part of yourself real up close and personal, because I find it hilarious. I find it hilarious that you think that you are different. Just because, what? You like girls or guys, whatever one you're supposed to like. Nobody cares. Safe travel and much profit to you.